Hey guys, Rise of the Planet of the Apes is directed by Rupert Wyatt and it stars James Franco and Andy Serkis. James Franco plays a scientist who is testing out a new drug that is supposed to be a cure for Alzheimer's, and one of the apes that they are testing it on has a baby. The baby is born with this drug in its system, and he takes it home, names him Caesar, and learns that Caesar is actually very, very smart, and he begins to teach him things, and Caesar begins to learn. And as he grows older, he may just end up leading the revolution of apes on in this series. This is a reboot slash prequel to the Planet of the Apes films from like the 60s. It doesn't directly tie into those events, but at the same time, it doesn't directly not tie into them. I don't know. It's weird. We'll have to see how it goes in war because so far these first two movies, Rise and Dawn, they don't really negate the original movies, but at the same time they don't exactly directly refer to things that might happen in them. I mean, I don't know that for sure. I haven't actually seen any of the old ones. It just doesn't seem like there were a lot of references to the originals, because I feel like if there were, that would be things that people would talk about, and I haven't really heard anything about it. But Rise of the Planet of the Apes is an interesting movie because when I saw it, when I saw the trailer for it, I wanted to see it, but I didn't think it was going to be anything special. I went and saw it, and I walked out with that being in my top 5 favorite movies of 2011. And it really is just a great movie. James Franco is great. Andy Serkis and the motion capture they used for him was incredible. John Lithgow is in the movie as James Franco's father, and he was really good. His character, he has Alzheimer's, and he's the reason that James Franco's character is trying to make this drug because he wants to cure his father. He wants his father to be better, and so that puts him in a very conflicted place when well, it would, seeing as he is basically responsible for the virus that ends up wiping out all of the humans and letting the apes take over. Thanks, Franco. No, but seriously, I want some closure. What happened to him? They never reference it in Dawn. They showed like some old videos of him with Caesar on like a camera, but that's it. They never explain what happened to him, and I want some closure. I want to know what happened to James Franco and his dad in like the 8 years in between Rise and Dawn. But anyways, yeah, this movie, I love this movie. It is so great. I love the main cast. Again, James Franco is amazing. He can be really funny. He can also be really dramatic when he needs to. And in this movie, he plays a more dramatic side. And it was really good. I thought he did a really great job in this movie. You have Andy Serkis, who is the motion capture king, and he knocks it out of the park in this movie. The whole thing, his whole performance is motion capture and CGI, and it is some of the best looking CGI I have ever seen, and it only gets better in Dawn, and I hope it gets better than Dawn in War. And then you have John Lithgow as the dad, and he was really good in this movie. He was one of the standouts for me. I thought he did a really, really great job playing this like broken shell of a man who isn't really himself anymore. And then he starts James Franco starts giving him the drug that was in Caesar's body, and he starts to get better, and then he starts to get worse again. And so James Franco develops a new drug that's supposed to be better than the other one, and it is what ends up becoming the virus that wipes out humanity. And I gotta say, Some of my favorite scenes in this movie are mostly the scenes that involve apes only. I just love specifically the scenes taking place in the animal shelter, the ape sanctuary. I love those scenes because it is great to see Caesar, who up until this point you've only seen him interact with humans. It's nice to see him interact with other apes. And beyond that, they are apes who are not as intelligent as he is, except for Maurice, who like knows some sign language and actually can communicate with him. But these other apes are not as smart as him, so they single him out, and he is basically knocked to the bottom of the food chain. And then he also deals with the torment of frickin' Malfoy. Tom Felton is in this movie, and he's a piece of garbage character. Not like his character sucks, but he is literally just the douchiest douche that ever douched. But, yeah, I love the scenes with the apes, and when he finally like gives them the drug and makes them all smart, and they start following him, and they lead the revolt, and Caesar speaks, he freaking yells no at Tom Felton right before they kill him, and I loved it. That moment it gave me chills in the theaters. It still gives me chills now. Like I wish I did YouTube and movie reviews back then. They would probably suck horribly, but if I did, I would have did a video on Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and I probably would have said something along the lines of, in the scene where Caesar yelled no, I got chills. I remember getting chills, and I still get chills to this day. It is one of the best scenes, and I loved how as time goes on, he gradually starts to get better at speaking. Like he struggles at first to form the words, and then he yells no, and that's it. And then by the end, he can barely form a sentence. He just says, Caesar is home. And that's it. Then in the second movie, he talks more, but it's still not quite there. And in the third movie, it seems like he's a bit better, but he's still not quite there. I feel like by the end of War for the Planet of the Apes, these apes are going to be able to talk in fluid, complete sentences, just like I am talking to you guys now. Not the apes. No, we did not ask for this war. They'll be like, we didn't ask for this war. Now, will you please back off? No, if they say that like that, I'm gonna throw my popcorn at the screen. Even though I don't get popcorn, I will buy popcorn specifically so I can throw it at the screen. No, but that's really all I have to talk about for Rise of the Planet of the Apes. It is one of my favorite movies ever. It's one of my favorite James Franco performances. It's one of the best examples of CGI. Like if someone asks me like, what is a great example of motion capture CGI in a movie that looks really good, I would either go Gollum or Caesar in Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn. Which is funny because those are both Andy Serkis performances. Funny how that came out. Funny how that works. So, yeah. I'm gonna give Rise of the Planet of the Apes an A+. I highly recommend that you check it out if you haven't already. And I highly recommend you also check out my review of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes coming up pretty soon. I'm covering all the new Planet of the Apes movies leading up to War for the Planet of the Apes, which comes out on July 15th, 4 days after my birthday. But I'm not going to see that for my birthday. I'm actually going to be going to see Spider-Man Homecoming for my birthday, because it comes out like 3 days before, 4 days before. But, yeah. So, oh yeah, also, I guess check out my Spider-Man reviews, because I'm reviewing all the Spider-Man movies leading up to Homecoming. Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like If you like this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, if you've seen it. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you're new to the channel. Thank you for checking this out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.